The trees, well, a lot of those trees are gone.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the trees are gone. Instead of it being a tight fairways, tree lined, it is much more open. They hired the OCM design firm, which coincidentally, Jeff Ogilvy is one of the partners, and he just so happens to be the international team captain. I scream foul on that. That's totally unfair. He knows the layout of this course better than anybody.
Yeah, who's actually the home team here? I wonder. We'll have the people, but he'll know the nuances and at least the ground game of this thing. But at the end of the day, the hole is still the same size for both teams. They both have to play. And, yeah, they may have a little bit of insight, but at the end of the day, the conditioning, if I'm not mistaken, is still controlled by the American contingency along with the Medinah, the maintenance crew there in terms of, what height they'll keep the rough and the green speeds and that kind of stuff, based on the type of lineup that they're going to carry. Or, do they want a deep rough, or do they want to advance the ball and, see a lot more birdies, or do they want to see these guys struggle and see wins and losses with bogeys and pars versus birdies and pars?
Right.
So,
I don't think anyone really, when Justin Thomas, what did he shoot? 25 under.
I was there
at the 2019 BMW. I mean, that was just target golf.
Oh,
that was just it was just target golf. And I don't think anyone found that fun to watch.
And what's interesting, Medinah 3 has always been a monster. It has always been considered one of the toughest golf courses in the country. And there was a confluence of conditions that came together for that BMW to allow Justin Thomas and the field to do what they did, because there was no wind. Everything was soft.
Yep.
I mean, so when you get soft fairways like that at a Medinah where the trees are the way that they are, it was like the fairways suddenly became double wide, because they could throw a bullet down the right side and it's going to hold its spot in the fairway. And so they took advantage of it. And as such, I guess the membership thought it was apropos to go ahead and make a design. And having now played the new one, it's going to be interesting to see what occurs. I think it's a far, far, far better golf experience for the average member by far. Kudos to Medinah for doing that. I think it's going to be, if you're a new member coming into that, well, you found yourself a real gem of a club.
Yep.
Because the old Medinah was, I found a lot of members just wouldn't play 3. It was just too hard.
Right.
And as such, I think, it's going to be a bit different. But this particular President's Cup, I think, is really going to put a new look to Medinah in the way that they're going to photograph and tell the story on TV. We're going to start on a hole that, as we will know, Medinah is the old 5th hole. So I think it's going to photograph and videograph amazingly well on TV, especially the new holes. And I think the look of Medinah is going to shock the golf world in terms of what they're expecting to see, because, again, the days of Lou Graham in 1975 and Hale Irwin and all the various major champions you've had, and now it's going to look a lot different.
Let's take a break. When we come back, I have some tips for anyone who is going out to Medinah to watch the President's Cup.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of want to, like, how do you watch a golf event? Well, there's a couple of things you need to know so that you can find out what hole you should be camping out on.
And especially this format. Because it's not your typical stroke play.
Exactly. We'll talk about that when we come back on the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN Chicago.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app. Advantage Acura of Naperville proudly presents the Peggy and Dion Show. Join host Peggy Kaczynski and Dion Miller every Saturday from 11 to 1 on ESPN Chicago, AM 1000, FM HD, the ESPN Chicago app, and live on YouTube.
Break away to Kohler, just 2 hours north of Chicago, host of 6 majors and the Ryder Cup. Play 72 holes of championship golf at Whistling Straits and Black Wolf Run and the Baths, a 10-hole par 3. Experience the Kohler water spas and explore hundreds of acres of outdoors. 2026 and 2027 golf packages with 2 to 5 night accommodations are available to book now. Book early for best rates and availability. Call 855-718-3588 to reserve your custom stay today.
Play golf at Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. Your outing could not be better than at the Highlands of Elgin. The Grumpy Goat Tavern is a great place to finish your golf get-together as well. Check them out at highlandsofelgin.com or grumpygoattavern.net.
Tour Edge presents the all-new Exotic Series irons, MB, CB, and Max. Built for total performance for every player. Each design reflects the quality, craftsmanship, and technical obsession that's defined Tour Edge from the start. Learn more about the Exotic Series at touredge.com.
When pain holds you back, you deserve expert care you can trust. At Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, our orthopedic specialists help people get back to moving comfortably. Whether you're dealing with joint pain, a sports injury, or an everyday ache that just won't go away. From diagnosis and treatment to physical therapy and recovery, IBJI offers comprehensive orthopedic care all under one roof and close to home. Visit IBJI.com for more information.
Golf with the Legends at Destination Geneva National in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Enjoy 54 holes designed by Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, and Lee Trevino. Stay right on the course in luxurious suites, group cottages, or the newly renovated and reimagined Lakeview rooms at the Lodge. Between rounds, savor on-site dining at the Hunt Club Steakhouse, Craft at Italia, and Turf Kitchen and Tap. Or unwind at Paloma Cantina, overlooking the dance floor, the entertainment-style putting course. Visit DestinationGN.com for details on Wisconsin's closest multi-course golf resort to the greater Chicagoland area.
Experience top courses managed by Kemper Sports. From North Shore classics like the Glen Club, Deer Path, and Winnetka, west suburban favorites like Bolingbrook, Cantini, and Village Greens of Woodridge, and Southside gems like Harborside International. Kemper Sports offers something for everyone with impeccable course conditions and top-notch hospitality for over 45 years. Kemper Sports creates lasting memories. Did you know Kemper Sports was also recently awarded as a top places to work by Crain's Chicago? Visit KemperSports.com or follow Kemper Sports on social media.
Hey Chicagoland, it's time to tee up your next golf adventure with a trip to Tullymore Golf Resort, featuring 36 championship holes at 2 5-star rated golf courses. Spend more time on the course and less time in the car. Tullymore is just a quick 3.5-hour drive from the city. Enjoy an up-north golf experience without the drive at Tullymore Golf Resort. Experience a Michigan masterpiece. Start your trip with just a click at tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com.
Are you looking for a future that's a home run? ETI School of Skilled Trades can help you get started in a great new welding or HVAC career fast. With a focus on hands-on learning, some of our programs can be completed in as little as 7 months. That means if you enroll now, you could be wrapping up your training before the next season rolls around. Visit eticampus.edu or call 888-830-7678 to learn more. ETI, it's your future. Own it.
How's your golf game? Yeah, mine too, but more on that later. It's time for more golf talk on the CDGA Golf Show, your guide to golf around the world and in your neighborhood. The CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000. Now here are your hosts, Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky.
I do like saying that Tyler Rocky is actually playing from the ladies' tees today.
Yes.
Because it's Peggy Kaczynski filling in for Tyler Rocky. I do love that, alongside Mike Gilligan. So we're talking about Medinah. And this segment, by the way, of the CDGA Golf Show is brought to you by Republic Bank. With Medinah on the near northwest suburbs, I read the stat that I did not realize, and I think it is such great advice to tell you. If you are coming out to watch the President's Cup in September at Medinah Country Club, 40% of matches don't make it to the 17th hole.
And that's why a lot of people will see very little in the way of grandstands at 18 at some of these team events, because that's not necessarily where the thing is going to be decided. And it may you, and I've seen it where there've been days where not one match even makes it to 18. So if you're just camped there thinking I'm going to have the best seat in the house for when they get here, they might not.
Right.
Because I think when we were talking at one of the breaks, if one of the guys on either team gets on a heater and goes real low, we're not going to see a course record because they're probably going to destroy the other team 5-4,
exactly.
6-5.
Yes.
And then they're going to walk off the course to conserve their energy. So you don't get to see them.
You want to be on 11, 12, 13, maybe 14, maybe 15.
And that is why they're starting from the 5th hole, what is traditionally a par 5 at Medinah, and they're going to turn it into a par 4, which I find very interesting because as a par 5, it plays a little bit different in a sense that, you know, birdie is a 4, where now par is 4. So they're trying their darndest to obviously get home in 2. It's a long, long par 4. So I think you're going to see more volatility on that first hole where a point or one team is going to be up on the other heading to the second tee because you have to go large there. You can't play conservative if you're going to try to get home in 2, and you have out of bounds. I mean, right on that left door side.
Yep.
You know, that Eaglewood Resort feels like it's almost in your back left pocket.
Yes.
And then you've got that new fence.
There's a new fence. We call it. It looks like you're in Kentucky with a little horse fence next to you, but it's out of bounds.
It is,
and it's tight, so you can't just grip it and rip it anymore. And that was intentional with the design of the course, is to make them think about the club they need to put in their hands.
That's exactly what it's going to do, and fortunately or unfortunately, some of these guys are strong enough where they can consider putting other clubs in their hands just to make sure it's in play. But think about representing your country. It is going to be a mob scene. And from what I gather from talking with Joey Chitwood, that the grandstanding that is going to be built in and around those holes are going to be just out of this world. So you're representing your country. It's alternate shot. So it's just you. It's not you, and if I hit this poorly, I get to see what my partner does. No. He gets to play whatever you decide to do with that ball. And I have talked to many of the players that have played for us over the Ryder Cup. And I think Davis Love said it best at the Belfry when he realized for the first time that he was going to have to hit the first tee shot at the Belfry. And he went back to Tom Kite and pleaded with him to say, maybe I would be better on the even holes. And he knew exactly what he was trying to do. And he goes, no, you'll be fine. But to this day, Davis Love doesn't know how he hit the shot. He had to fall back on countless years and decades of muscle memory. And he said he hit the best 3-wood of his life, but he doesn't know how he did it and can't even really remember it. But here's an event where no prize money is being contested. You're playing for the pride of your country. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of a greater honor for somebody, especially a first-timer, to be able to be at that first tee at the President's Cup this September representing your country at, I think, one of the most iconic private venues in the world. So it's going to be a great week.
In 2019, the international team and Ernie Els designed what they called a seal. And when you talk about playing for, your country, so it's the USA players against everyone except Europe.
Right.
And so it's the international team is everyone except Europe. And they came up with this seal that basically was inspired by the Navy SEAL. And as Jeff Ogilvy had explained it, we were like, why do the international players so much more into it than the American players? And he said they came up with this seal and they thought, is this hokey? Is this now? And they really bonded over playing for this seal. And that became a thing, it's like playing for your flag, playing for your country. they play for the seal. And we talked about it. I hosted a President's Cup event with the two captains, and we talked about that. And he said that brotherhood that created with the international players was incredible. And there's Brent Snedeker listening in, and you could see his wheels were just turning.
Yeah.
How can we get the American players to be as hungry to play representing the United States? So it's going to be fun. It's going to be great to see this.
100%. And I think, the international team, quite frankly, is taking a page to a degree out of Luke Donald's book.
Yeah.
And really bringing that fellowship, that intangible of we're in this together. And it is a unique ability for us as some of the greatest individual players on the planet to bond together for a common goal, an effort, a unified effort that goes in ways emotionally that while you can't have necessarily a flag that has patriotism to it, this is the next best thing. And I think that's what this event missed. Because I was at the very first President's Cup at the Robert Trent Jones. In fact, I went to the very first couple. And they felt very odd because we were all trying to wrap our head around the idea of, how do you represent a flag with everything except Europe? What kind of flag is that?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it just seemed like a ragtag team of a bunch of individuals thrown together. And then the Americans slaughtered them, just like they used to do in the original Ryder Cup. But I think creating that seal, creating that feel, that emotional attachment to something, and that you're playing for a purpose. And I think that's the difference now between the international team now versus before 2019, is that they get to play for a purpose and they're playing for one another. And I don't think they had that feeling as much before. And our work is cut out for us, and we're going to need all the help we can get. We need every intangible. We need, people painting their face, Americans. We're going to need people dressed in the most outlandish outfits, being the most courteous professional fans, but also letting the international team know we're here and we're playing for keeps.
Yeah, listen, we don't want. We do not want
Beth Page.
Beth Page.
No, we are not Long Islanders.
That is not Chicago. Let's not be like that. But it can be so much fun to watch team golf, and especially that it's in our own backyard. It's so much fun. You can get tickets to the President's Cup if you go to presidentscup.com. Tickets are on sale. It is going to be so much fun. The third weekend of September at Medinah Country Club. Get your tickets now, and we will see you out there for sure. Let's take a break. When we come back, what would you do for a hole-in-one?
Oh, boy.
And what would you do with the money you win after a hole-in-one? We'll talk about that on the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN Chicago.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app. Training camp coverage on ESPN Chicago is brought to you by Country Financial.
Play their gear, dress the part, and shop like the pros at the PGA Tour Superstore. Now is the time to upgrade your game with new apparel and footwear to keep you looking fresh, and the hottest clubs from all your favorite brands. Plus, dial in your game with the latest technology like rangefinders and launch monitors. Shop with the pros at any of our 5 Chicagoland locations: Downers Grove, Schaumburg, Orland Park, Vernon Hills, and Lincoln Park.
Fox Bend Golf Course, the gem of the western suburbs. Voted a 5-star course by Chicagoland Golf Magazine. Come to Oswego Land, only 45 minutes from downtown, and play some of the most superb green complexes in the area. All skill levels are welcome to play this 6,900-yard par 72 course. Fox Bend Golf Course has hosted 3 Illinois Open championships, and this year they will host the 2026 Chicago Adaptive Open. Book a tee time today at foxbendgolfcourse.com.
With Republic Bank of Chicago, you don't have to scramble to keep your business growing. Our commercial lending options will move your business from tee to green every time. Republic Bank of Chicago, banking beyond expectations.
Village Links of Glen Ellen provides a country club experience at a public golf facility in Glen Ellen. With a top-rated 27-hole complex that's proudly hosted 48 PGA Tour and USGA qualifying events, Village Links is considered one of the premier golf courses in the Chicago area, conveniently located near I-88 and 355. After your round, dine on the spectacular patio at Reserve 22 Restaurant Bar and Banquets, overlooking the pristine 18th green. Go to villagelinksgolf.com and get ready for a great round. See you at the links.
Come to Cog Hill Golf and Country Club and experience truly legendary golf. Since 1927, Cog Hill has been the mecca for public golf in the Midwest. In addition to Dub's Dread, ranked the #1 course you can play in Illinois by Golf Digest, Cog Hill offers 3 other beautiful 18-hole layouts with price points for all types of golfers. Visit their state-of-the-art practice facility with top tracer technology on 42 driving range bays. Plus, they have 2 golf shops, a new club fitting room, and beautiful clubhouse and reception area. They serve great food, too. Visit coghillgolf.com.
Experience the best golf on the North Shore. Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. Golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Guys at Churco, after playing football for as long as I did, one thing never changed. You're always looking for that edge. Better preparation, better results. Why settle for average when you don't have to? That's why Blue Chew Gold caught my attention. Blue Chew Gold is a revolutionary 4-in-1 formula designed to work on both your body and your mind. It combines 2 proven ingredients for blood flow with apomorphine and oxytocin to help enhance arousal, desire, and connection. It's not just about being physically ready, guys. It's about feeling confident, getting mentally dialed in, getting your mind right. It dissolves under your tongue and can start working in as little as 15 minutes. Less waiting, more confidence when it matters most. Ladies, if you're listening, send your guy the link. He'll thank you later. We've got a special deal now for all our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code ESPN. That's promo code ESPN. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring.
Welcome into the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000. Presented by Glenview Park Golf Club. Here's your hosts, Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky.
Having so much fun filling in for Tyler. I think I'm going to change the codes here on the Jeff Dickerson Studio door so that he can't get in anymore.
There you go.
I'm really enjoying this. This is a lot of fun.
Anytime he can't make it, I'll take you as my partner. Anytime. This has been a piece of cake.
It's been fun. This segment is brought to you by PGA Tour Superstore. And speaking of, I have 1 hole-in-one.
Do you really?
I got it in the during the COVID years. It was at Medinah on number 2. And I'm not going to say what club I used, but it was 179 yards.
That is a great hole.
And it is a very difficult par 3.
It really is.
And there is a rule that, you get into the hole-in-one club automatically. If you are a golfer, at your club or wherever, you pay money to go into the hole-in-one club. And I think it's like $5. And then every time there's a hole-in-one, it cashes out, and that money goes to the person who got the hole-in-one. And then you are automatically billed another $5. So it can be a significant amount of money.
Oh, yeah.
I bought shoes for my foursome.
Oh, wow.
I also bought drinks. My husband, we were on the 6th hole. My husband opened the bar tab and called me and said, "Where are you?" I said, "It was the 6th hole. I have to finish my round for it to be official." So by the time I got there, everyone had been having drinks on me for the last hour.
Well, they were parched.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. But I would say getting a hole-in-one, some people... I may never, ever have another one. Other people have them all. How many do you have?
Well, honestly,
you have a lot.
No, I don't, actually. True story. In regular 18-hole play, I don't have any. I have flown it into the hole. It jumped out at golf tryouts at Miami my freshman year. I've had a hole-in-one in a golf marathon when we were raising money, but I don't necessarily count that as a legitimate hole-in-one. But what I do have is an albatross. a legitimate albatross, which that's actually harder to do, but I don't have a hole-in-one. And but one thing I wouldn't do is make it up.
Right?
Would you? Come on.
I mean, it is shocking, the story of the man. For those of you who did not hear it, he was playing in an event, and he was a member at the club.
Winghaven Country Club, just outside of St. Louis, don't you know?
And he faked having a phone call so that he had to leave his group. I'm just going to go ahead. I got to make a phone call. I got to make a phone call.
He set it up ahead.
Yes.
Because he realized they were the first tee time in the member.
So there was going to be nobody else in front of them. So he went ahead and put his ball in the hole. And so then he met the guys, on the tee, and he was like, I just teed off. I don't know where my ball is. I just teed off. And so they all go up together, and there's his ball in the hole. Oh, my gosh, hole in one. He faked it. He placed it there.
Yep.
But he cashed in.
He did. And what's more amazing about this is the story gets even better because of the premeditation to this whole thing. So as we said, he was the first group off. So he said before they went to play the 9-hole match that I have a sick grandmother. She's going to probably pass. This will be the last time I get to speak to her. So I got to take this call whenever it happens. So on the third hole at Winghaven, he gets to the hole and he finishes out real quick and says, guys, I got to take the call. So like you said, he said, I'll just go up and I'll hit. And then, so he's off on the side saying, yeah, I hit. And he's pretending he's on the phone.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, it's up there. He goes, I can see the ball mark, but I don't know where the ball is. But now, who sees a ball mark, first off?
Yeah.
That to me is flag number one.
Yeah.
If that were you, we'd say, hey, how'd it go, Peggy? You go, it's on the green somewhere. I thought it hit on the green. You're not going to say,
off.
I can see the ball mark from 176 out.
Yeah.
And afterwards they show the video, and he even says, well, could this be number 4? And of course it is, because after further review, something didn't feel right to the group, because they started asking each other, did anybody actually even see him swing? And everybody's like, well, no. And did anyone actually see it? Well, no. And then people, when they got in, were asking the same thing, and it was like, we just want to have, not that we don't trust them, but we would just like to know just so that we know.
And there's video.
Well, the GM goes, well, we have a camera in the maintenance, and it goes for security, but it goes right over that green. So after further review, at 3 a.m.,
no way,
he walked out, creates the pitch mark, and places the ball in the hole at 3 a.m.
Oh, that's so he didn't do it right before?
No.
Oh, my. So at that point, he was already buying drinks for everybody.
Yeah. So now he celebrates. $2,500 was the
right. It's a significant amount of money.
Hole-in-one pot.
Yeah.
And so he ran up a bar bill of about $1,800. And as such, he's celebrating. And then he gets a tap on the shoulder. Lucy, you have some explaining to do. And guess what? He's no longer a member. And then they did further review, and they found out that he was fraudulently jacking up his handicap. So
unbelievable.
Bad news all the way.
He deserves to be kicked out. By the way, if you do get a hole-in-one, yes, the new tradition is to buy shoes for your group. I don't know how it started.
I don't either.
But it's a super fun tradition. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate you having me in here today. Nick Palazzolo, thank you so much for producing today. Tyler Aki will be back with you next week. I'm Peggy Kaczynski. We have White Sox Weekly with Jeff Miller coming up next. They are going for a sweep of the Tigers. Wow.
Let's do it.
And then they take on the Cubs this week. It is the CDGA Golf Show right here, brought to you by Glenview Park Golf. Thank you to the CDGA and for all of you for listening. Make it a great weekend, everybody, and hit them straight.
Thank you, Peggy.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
Like a good caddy, the Treasury Management team at Republic Bank of Chicago